into those first games.
Maybe all the pressure will make him a shiny diamond. He'll come in here and be a silent killer.
You're laughing about my jokes? Are you serious?
That joke was
With
perfect.
that?
Perfect there. On the other side, looking at...
I'm, by the way, not laughing because the joke was funny.
He's laughing at
Just
me.
so we're sure.
Just make sure that clarification was done. Nick on the opposing team for Method is someone that was completely terrifying last year and started to get a little bit more praise toward the end of the year, especially around the BlizzCon side. But he's always been this silent assassin that sits in the background and doesn't really make a big splash in terms of vocals, but this guy knows how to play his heroes.
Yeah, the Koreans really respected his heroes as well. A lot of them talking about how they are very annoyed by the Chromie player on the side of Team Expert. So that was now, of course, Team Method. So that was really fun to hear back then. They had no clue what his name was, but they knew that guy that plays Chromie for them, he's really annoying and he's really good.
Basically what we're saying is that Method picked up a really good team to represent this year, and we're excited to see them play today. Kurson, another one in the background, is one of the reasons why Nick played so well. Kurson is another quiet healer that is always there to support his team. I actually asked Nick, I was like, why are you such a good assassin? Why do you destroy but yet nobody's talking about it? And he goes, well, honestly, it's my team. Kurson always has my back every time we're engaged, so we'll watch out for that as we continue to move forward.
Now, one of the cool things that we now get to see as well is a bit of a different approach to the meta. Now, these are two teams that we haven't seen yet in Europe. They had, of course, the benefit of watching the rest play and so get a bit of an idea what other teams value. But it's going to make it quite interesting for us because that could definitely change the MO a little bit. We had some very clean-cut strategies already and also ideas of what the teams value. We still have 4 heroes that have 100% involvement rate in Europe right now, and that still remains Genji, Greymane, Hanzo, and Rega. Rega, by the way, making an appearance in 92% of the game. So he's very rarely banned out, but he's always picked and just shows that he's one of these stable healers that you can always rely upon. So it's not a high priority where a team would say he's so much value to a team that we want to ban him out. Whereas, for example, when we are looking at Genji, he's currently banned out in 75% of the games, which is absolutely crazy. The only other hero that has the same ban ratio as him is still Abathur. So the two of them, they are very highly respected by the teams. And in this case, Method already saying like, you know what? We're not afraid of Abathur, but we're banning out Arthas, and this is actually one of the first Arthas bans that we've seen.
There it is, Arthas being banned out. Question about the Rhaegar that you just brought up. In North America, we're actually not seeing much Rhaegar. Is that, again, region dependency? Like, why does North America not care as much about Rhaegar as EU does? Is it because it's a cleanse? Is it things adjusting? Double tank warrior compositions?
I mean, when we're talking about the why, then you're asking the wrong person. Like, I definitely can't answer you that. But Rhaegar in North America has an 11% involvement rate. He was actually he was picked once. One time. In the entire games that they played. So North America looks at Rhaegar and says like, meh.
I just love watching regions of what they care about and what they don't.
Complete opposite.
Yeah.
For us, he wasn't played in one game. And for them, it was only one time made an appearance at all. I mean, those things are going to change over time, but right now, when you look at it, Abathur, Europe against North America, huge difference. Rhaegar against North America, another huge difference. And then you have NA, where all of a sudden you have Tychus and Jaina having a massive, massive impact on the meta on the first day. Both of them heavily picked, whereas Europe, up to this point at least, has disregarded both of them. Pretty sure that we are going to see them throughout the season, but it's just interesting to see how much of an impact they already have in the first days in NA compared to Europe.
Stats are fun. All right, let's go ahead and focus on this draft real quick. Arthas banned out, Genji banned out, Greymane grabbed by Diamond Skin, Dehaka and Malfurion. So, we didn't get much Dehaka yesterday in Europe, but today is Dehaka Day, officially D-Day here in Europe as we get Malfurion and Dehaka. Dragonshire, wonderful. You've seen the strengths of what he can pull off. In fact, Dehaka was a major reason why Team Liquid was able to pull out some of the wins they got in their last series on game number 5.
Yeah, definitely. With Dehaka, they controlled the macro aspect of the map, and they controlled, of course, the push at the top lane. And Dehaka in the last series had a 100% win ratio. Every single game he was played, the hero won the game for his team. So right now, with those two, we are going to, again, see a little bit of a different approach. But here we come back to Rhaegar. Again, he's being picked. We have him as that really stable heal option for the teams. And ETC, of course, with that high involvement rate that we already have, he's currently sitting at a 71% win ratio as well. So one of the most successful tanks that we currently have in the European meta. So for Diamond Skin, it's a very It's a very stable and solid setup here at the start. Greymane, ETC, Rhaegar, can't really argue with that.
Well, Chromie being hovered as a ban here, something that you see pretty often here on Dragonshire and Tomb of the Spider Queen. Chromie's strength in the bottom lane allows for your team to peel off and be able to clear out that mid lane while she's able to control bottom with that big Dragon's Breath being able to deal with the minions, but also dealing with the opposing team. I am a bit curious with Method. Will we get our first look at Cassia, which is someone that I feel Nick plays exceptionally well. We'll have to see if we get that anytime here in the next couple of series, but for now, we're getting Li Ming and Hanzo as a third and fourth pickup for Method.
Yeah, so again, Hanzo making into the draft pretty late at this part. Once again, just showing the priority, and that might actually change throughout the series as well, throughout the best of 5. Again, now we're looking at two teams that haven't made any plays in HGC 2018 just yet, so they might adjust their priority depending on what they experienced in these games. But Li Ming has already been shown a fair amount. She doesn't shine as much as Gul'dan currently when it comes to those games, but overall the majors are definitely back and they are having a huge impact here. We've seen Li Ming in combo with Genji again for the double resets. Trick relied on that yesterday, and Hanzo, of course, on Dragonshire just in the last game, played by ADRD, even though in this case they were not successful with him.
She's also been paired with a Malfurion, just something that can lock down a target and give her a setup for the kill. Uther, Malfurion. So if you're at home thinking about where should I pick up Li Ming, when it comes to My Hero League games, make sure you have setup, something that can lock down a target and give you those picks.
Thrall.
Oh, it's been a while.
Green Jesus is back, the War Chief. Okay, so we have Thrall and Falstad. Another question for me personally, if Method is now heading into Muradin as the last pick. And they do.
There it is. So, Thrall and Falstad are an interesting duo. Falstad on Dragonshire is usually used, particularly in the Chinese meta. Usually you'll get a nice little top lane, set up someone that can force an engage or get some lockdown and go for the damage while Falstad flies up and helps secure the kill. It happens really often. This situation where it can happen here on Dragonshire. The only issue is that Thrall, typically in the early game, has some problems being the dominant laner he used to be because of his quest. He usually wants to finish those up, but once you get that 4 and 7 done, he can be deadly.
I'm also curious to see how exactly they're going to set up the lanes right now. If Falstad is going to be the one flying to the top lane, trying to assist Thrall for a quick kill against the Haka. They played a bit differently here with him. So they have disengage potential here for sure, which is already pretty awesome for them. Thrall is a hero that a lot of teams dabbled a bit in.
Yeah.
Played him a little bit.
It's a couple of playstyles.
It's like, yeah, just like trying to see, okay, what can we actually do with him here? I haven't really seen him break out too much just yet, but he's always like that one hero that is in the background that could make a resurgence, and I feel this is something where with Diamond Skin, they are the ones that are willing to experiment. It's actually interesting to see, considering that they've been watching now for quite a bit already, that they come out with this immediately. They're like, okay, we believe this is strong, we believe we can win the first game with this, and let's just go for it right away.
Well, let's see what's going to pick. For me, I'm curious about the level 1 talent for the Thrall. Will he be grabbing the laning talent, or will he be grabbing Crash Course, I believe it's called, as he wants to be able to rotate between the lanes with his team, which you alluded to with the Falstad and where he'll be. Let's go ahead and go into game number 1 in this best of 5 series. And we got Thrall for the first time here in HGC Europe. How will he perform as we have Diamond Skin taking on Method?
Game number 1, ladies and gentlemen. Method, the former team expert, goes up against Diamond Skin here on Dragonshire in the best of 5. And to the left, we have Arcana on the Haka, Curson on Malfurion. We see Nick on Hanzo, Shrimpy on Li Ming, and Aether Angel on Muradin.
On the right side in the red, Diamond Skin, Robodoba coming in playing the ETC, Wolf Joe on the Rhaegar, Darkmok will be your Falstad player, Nande on the Thrall, and we're going to have Rosmeg playing Greymane.
This is going to be a super interesting game now. We have globals on both sides. We have also Method, who are the team that is definitely the fan favorite in this series now. But we have also Thrall back. Green Jesus is in the game now.
For the Horde.
For the Horde, exactly.
All right, let's see here. Nande going to be in the top. Now, we do have...
Just to make it out, I don't play World of Warcraft, but screw the Alliance.
Okay, well, there you go. I figured you would be a Horde player if you had the chance. Believe it or not, Calidor. That just... Your personality screams... screams orc, okay?
Okay, good that we settled that.
As long as we know that.
That was important.
There are 3 quests now currently for Diamond Skin on 3 of their heroes. Progress at level 1, Seasoned Marksman for Falstad at level 1, and then of course Thrall going in with the Echo of the Elements, trying to clear up those minion waves. Pretty easy quest to finish up. A little bit scary to pick on Thrall if you're playing against a push. hero that could come in and actually put damage on you, but against a Dahaka, he can usually handle that pretty well.
While we're like in the early game, there's not too much craziness happening just yet. Oh, well.
Except for a Thrall maybe dying.
Nah, he's not falling just yet. Nah, he's not. You know that trailer they have out where there's, I think, Sylvanas going up against Anduin? Or whoever that is?
Yes, from Warcraft.
That Alliance guy, is that Anduin? I have no idea what his name is, but...
Anduin, yes, it's Alliance. He is
what
the
a
son
crybaby.
of Varian.
Oh my god, that guy tilts me every time I see him. Like, such a whiny... unbelievable. That's one of the reasons why I would never play Alliance. Just that alone, that kid just tilts me.
Hang on, Method
that
is
being
being
said,
impressive.
Yeah, HGC, look at Roba.
Wow.
Nice invade by Method. I am loving this. They're going in heavily aggressive with this, scout it out, and then go straight for potential kill against ETC, which they don't get, but they end up with a camp, and that is already a big win here, and relieves potential pressure from the Dahaka at the top.
With Thrall defending, Thrall has a really hard time defending camps. Usually, if you want to do any area effectability, you have to drop a Woof, which you can pull that off, but it's not too helpful. And its E will be able to clear out the back line, but still, it's a bit annoying.
Did you just say you have to drop a Wolf?
A Wolf, yeah, the Frost Wolf.
Yeah, a wolf. Did you say wolf?
I said wolf.
You can't say wolf.
Wolf. I just said it. I'm not saying wolf. I'm saying wolf.
You're saying wolf.
Alright, whatever, man.
Okay, sorry guys for that opening into the series, but Greymane is down. I was just caught a little bit off guard by this, but yeah, we have the first kill here. Robodoba a bit earlier was able to escape on his ETC, but it's Greymane that is still taken out here. So Method is opening up pretty aggressively. They're able to steal the camp away as it was taken by Diamond Skin. They get the first kill here, and they're the ones to really apply the pressure. So opening this up and having their first appearance here in HGC 2018, at least in the first few minutes, they're actually pretty strong.
Yeah, this aggression is expected, though, with the quest that we talked about at level 1. This team, Diamond Skin, will ramp up. They get some marksman stacks going, Giant Killer coming in, Thrall finishing off his quest using his W, not a wolf, and of course ETC finishing Prog Rock are all helpful.
Yeah, and Athero down here at the bot lane. This is really the team that intrigued me the most, I wanted to say, once that they announced the complete changes and that everything was said and done. Because with Athero, you always had someone who went into the offlane, but he was so often the main tank in the teams that he played for, and he was always someone who also likes to do the shot calling, who likes to have an impact there as well. And now he can fulfill that role. And then at the same time, you have, for example, Shrimpy, who's just from a mechanical point of view, a fantastic player. So having these guys together, that was one of the most interesting things for me to see, okay, how are they going to perform here? And right now, they're actually doing well. Very aggressive from Athero the entire time. Went over the wall, looked for the Stormbolt, didn't hit it, went back to the same spot and tried the same play again.
And I gotta call it Nick, man, playing Hanzo the correct way. I love it. You go forward, you get the attack animation procced on your opponent, and then you pull away. During the animation of Hanzo pulling back the bow to fire, your range is actually increased to allow for that auto attack to come out, and Nick is using that brilliantly. And also, that allowed for the Merchant to jump over the wall to go for the engage. Dragon going straight to Method here, and they're gonna push the top side.
Yeah, Method with a very good rotation. They get the Dragon, and now we have also the Redemption stacks set up for Hanzo, at least for now. We're seeing the Chain Lightning here for Thrall. Like, overall, this is getting off to a really good start for Method. Getting the early Dragon Knight, and of course, ever since there was a change to the early objective on Dragonshire, that packs a bit more of a punch right now, where you actually get something out of it. It's exactly what we're witnessing here. A level lead already. Nice route also set by Curson, and Arcana is actually digging in and tries to connect the tongue. He might get it if the setup hits, and it does, but there's the cleanse from Rhaegar.
Wolfjoe bringing out that cleanse, keeping Robodoba alive. Looks like he was definitely going to be dead there if that did connect. Thrall, by the way, for the build has moved into Mana Tide as well as the level 7 Ancestral Wrath. This is actually really powerful. Oh my, another pick up here as Method is just cleaning up with another kill.
That was actually a kill against them. Nanda in this case is also falling as the counter kill. Yeah, it was a bit confusing for a second. He found himself on the wrong side of the map.
Yeah, you're right. Why was Shubi over there on the top right?
But in that case, Diamond Skin made sure that they punished Limming for being a little bit far out. But the counter kill still is something that hurts, of course. So now it's a 1-for-1 trade. And the early level 10 for Method, I mean, they are really controlling this quite nicely in the early game.
Yeah, it's actually nice to see on Dragonshire as well. So usually on this battleground, you see a little bit more slow play, a little bit more mercenary control. Method is just bringing the fight straight to Diamond Skin.
It's it's also their map pick. So they are the ones who said, okay, we want to start things off with this. So they believe that they have the edge here over their opponent. And Ethereal the entire time, he's always looking for these jump hammers. Jumps in, tries to drop the hammer and set something up, which would, of course, in the big team fight, enable the Haka to land the Tong. But even Malfurion just putting down the roots alone is already enough. And he's holding back his heroic.
Is it a Playmaker day? Do you think Playmaker is going to be the choice?
I will say that I still think the absolute dominant heroic ability will be Avatar overall, but I have still seen every now and then Playmaker being chosen, and I would not put it past someone like Ethereal to drop that.
All right.
But dominantly, it will be still Avatar. I mean, it's just such a fantastic ult, but if you really feel you need that, you need a little bit of extra damage and also that isolation, then you can make a play with it. Not quite sure if with this particular setup that we have here, I would definitely go for it. I would probably lean towards Avatar. But again, every now and then, I would say Ethereal can drop an ult that you don't expect.
Well, we have seen him play Butcher, so I'm not going to put Haymaker behind him. We'll keep an eye on that heroic, see what gets picked up. 11 to 10 for our teams. Diamond Skin has picked up their heroics. Mosh Pit has become the choice for our ETC. Shrines will now be ready to be grabbed and activated.
Yeah, also Sundering for Thrall, so something to watch out for in these teamfights. There's Avatar now chosen by Muradin mid late, but that could be a good Stormbolt there. Nice route by Curson, but there's still a bit of a gap that Rossmann uses to get out. So job well done. And overall, still the entire time, it just feels like Diamond Skin is the team that reacts to whatever Method does. The one exception is really this push at the top lane, thanks to the camp that they took earlier. But Method always taking the initiative here and being the aggressive team.
What do you think about Sundering versus Earthquake as the pickup here for Thrall?
I mean, I've seen both a little bit. I really feel that you can make a lot of good plays with Sundering if you get the good flank and if you properly use it.
Sure.
But most of the time, Earthquake is just what seems to be more prevalent. Nice attack against Robodoba again. And nearly the kill through Nick. But Darkmork was absolutely on point with that gust, and then also shielding Thrall to make sure that he does, ETC to make sure that he doesn't fall here.
Just barely getting away. Yeah. Robodoba survives. The Scatter Arrow almost getting that last proc. Gonna have the heroic up here for Hanzo at about 10 seconds. So Method stations up pretty aggressively, take back these shrines. So Haka's already winning the top lane heavily. And he goes back to the bush in case if anyone comes up to contest the area. So now Method seems to do well in the middle, and they do. Big isolation on Rhaegar, drag going in. Wolfkill is low. He gets out thanks to Robodoba and the healing. But Diamond Skin is low, and this should net a dragon for Method. There it is.
Yeah, they get the dragon. I still have to give a bit of credit to Diamond Skin here that they are able to keep themselves alive all the time. Overall, Method is still running the show here, no doubt about it, but Diamond Skin is making sure that it doesn't spiral completely out of control by always being there for one another and making sure that there's very few kills that end up in the hands of the blue team.
Kills might not be going up, but the forts are going down, as there's a fort in the middle being poked. Method also working on the bottom. Fort just being destroyed here. Rossmag can't do much on Grammy here to stop this, and so they just have to deal with it. More experience going over to Method, and they're starting to run away with this game here as they jump in experience.
Yeah, getting both of the forts here definitely helps, and they're nearly netting a 2-level lead at this point, and the Dragon Knight isn't even done yet, so they can knock on the front door here, make sure that they break through the wall, take another tower or two down, and the experience alone is moving them really quickly towards the level 16. And that is rough. Darkmork, Sundering being used, not really having an effect. Good cleanse coming out here. Well, not cleanse, but at least removing the stun. And at the same time, the kill still happening against Hanzo as we see Diamond Skin going aggressively in with that fly and gust from Darkmork.
And the Sunder as well, they're able to get up a pickup of a kill. Diamond Skin now looking for more. Shrimpy's a bit low on health, so he has to be careful. But Diamond Skin puts their foot in the ground and says, no, you will not be pushing in that aggressively in the middle of the lane here. And they're able to get a little bit of traction on the field. But can they open the objectives on the map? That's a major point for them. Already, Haka's gone top, and the defense for Method on the bottom is primed and ready to stop these Giants.
Yeah, it's going to become an experience question for sure, since 16 will be the massive power spike here. I really like how quickly Malfurion reacted though. Curson immediately going for the Nature's Cure once that he saw that Sundering was coming out, so that really helped them to not get locked down too hard, and also helped to an extent with just putting them a bit out of position so that the Gust had everybody, so they could still move there. It was an interesting attempt with that flank of Thrall coming in, hitting Sundering, and that the follow-up with the Gust, but The kills still happen. It's just one of the big weaknesses of Hanzo that his hit point pool is so incredibly low. But it just doesn't take away the fact that Method is far ahead in experience and closing in on level 16 now.
Diamond Skin wanting to go back and defend against the Stahaka, but Thuro is making some noise in the back line, forcing them to go ahead and mount up and run towards that top lane. Stahaka comes in as Arcaner wants to force a fight. Can he land a drag? No, Robodoba is safe. Ooh, the arrow comes out. Darkmok stopping it with the Mighty Gust.
His gusts were really on point so far. He saved quite a few teammates here, and he's just waiting for them the entire time. The arrow was good and really connected. And if not for Falstad using Gust, then it would have been the Haka Strong that would have dragged ETC back in. And that can be a massive problem here with all the damage output that was still there. Mirror Ball with Ming behind it. So overall, Diamond Skin really trying to hold on to this, but Methods is playing aggressive.
Thuro coming in, dropping down its hammers. The Night Camp goes over to Diamond Skin, and they are still a level behind their opponents, with Hanzo grabbing the bottom, Dahaka already on the top side. Method seems to be wanting to make a play for the Dragon, but Diamond Skin, they're not giving it away too easily. Robodoba's here with the support of Rhaegar on the top right. Should be able to hold this area for a while.
Yeah, oh, that's it. That could be an issue. Yeah, there's ETC moving out once again, just barely. And a lot of this is actually just simply because of Wolfjo and his constant reaction when he is there with the cleanse, making sure that nobody gets locked down by the roots for too long, so there is not too much of a follow-up. The damage dealers, of course, still being busying himself in the middle also helped here. Once again, the attempt to move in, using two big cooldowns for this. First of all, opening up with Sundering and then also dropping the Gust. Now they had to also drop Rhaegar's Ancestral to keep Darkmok alive after Arcana moved in. And this should be the end of Robodoba. This time, there's just nothing that Wolfjo has to help him out.
They're over the wall with the Stormbolt, and that will be the Dragon. Arcana goes straight towards it, and with a push in the bottom, this keep will be on fire soon.
Yeah, definitely. They closed the gap in experience slightly, but it's still a 16 versus 16 fight with them missing their main tank for another 20 seconds. So this is Method doing work. In kills, it doesn't really look that bad. It's 3 kills in favor of Method against 2, but overall, just the full control over the map is just insane that Method has. And once again, they're going in, Stormbolt, the immediate follow-up. They are all on the same page here. Every single time there's a Stormbolt from Muradin, there comes Malfurion with the roots, and Li Ming is ready with the combo.
They made that keep look easy to grab, which is usually a little bit harder to pull off against a Greymane and a Falstad. But they still have a half-health Dragon already rotating in. Thuro is looking for another jump as he goes in and up the Stormbolt. Nande will come in with the Sundering. Bit awkward on that Sundering if you ask me, and now he's low.
Yeah, and there's the stun, and they're trying to go in for another kill. Thero is connecting the Stormbolt here. He missed the earlier one when they tried the initial engage, but they get the kill against Thrall. He's down, and they are moving in even closer, aiming for the keep in the middle.
Can they get this keep? They're trying here. With Thrall being down, they do have some time, and they have a number advantage. Dragon working in some damage on the keep. No minions here. Arcana will go ahead and tank this. If he has to, he can burrow. Silence connects on Robodoba, but he's able to escape thanks to Wolfjo. The keep doesn't go down, but it's low. Yeah,
it's incredibly low. And it just feels like Diamond Skin can't make a move. They're always snared down. They always try to move out. But even when the Dragonite move back, what I absolutely love about how Method plays this, they set up traps the entire time. They move away with a few, 2 split off to the side, try to anchor, and once that Diamond Skin walks past, they jump in. Muradin missing the original Stormbolt made it a bit easier, but that was great play. Li Ming Schwimpy dodging this. I mean, that was fantastic. Dodging the Gust with an immediate teleport and then trying to move in. Here, once again, Nature's Cure being used by Curson to remove the stuns as we have Thrall leading that charge. Now ETC is down. Method moving in, the double, the triple. They go and they kill 3, and they look fantastic in game number 1.
Wimpy coming in with the resets that he is known for on Li Ming. Darkmok on the back against Nick, but with that sharpened arrows level 7, you can't really trade too heavily into Hanzo. And now the core will take the beating of Method. The drag comes out, it does not connect, but that's okay. Thuro's got you with a Stormbolt. That'll be another member picked off with Falstad. Only left to defend. The core continues to fall, and Method will take game number 1 on Dragonshire against Diamond Skin.
Yeah, damn broken there at the end, and the kills start tickling in. 8 kills against 2. And a very dominant performance there in the end by Team Method. They changed the logo, apparently.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah. Reminds me of something, but I can't put my finger on it.
We'll figure it out later. We'll think about it. Come back tomorrow.
I think there might be a couple of copyright issues that we have to talk about.
Well, Method has earned their victory, and even with a couple of kills going over to Diamond Skin, it still looked really easy here. The team seems to be really well-oiled and has all their ducks in a row.
Yeah, definitely. As we said before, they were all on the same page. Every time Stormbolt roots Liming combo, Stormbolt roots Liming combo, like clockwork. And I love the aggressive traps that they set up the entire time. Every time we saw Diamond Skin move out, there was someone on the side, someone flanking. Ethereal missed one or two of the Stormbolts when he tried to make these jumps in and lock someone down right away, trying to anticipate their movement a bit when they see him move in. But overall, it was just well done. And then the mechanical side. Shrimpy a couple of times here, teleport dodge, and Curson always ready. Whenever the old Enthrall Sundering comes in, Nature's Cure removes the stuns, and they're good to go.
Yeah, the lockdown just not happening there for Diamond Skin. Like the idea, execution just slightly off. So getting ready for game number 2. Hopefully Diamond Skin can pull it together. The Thrall and the Falstad are a little bit difficult to pull off squishy units against a Li Ming, but I like the courage of them coming in there and deciding on a composition and hoping that it would work out. It just did not. It just didn't pan.
Yeah, it's going to be... it was the map choice of the opponent, so maybe when they have the map picked themselves, it's something where they can make a bit of a difference. Maybe a map there where they feel more comfortable on. So that's something to look forward to. It's the first time we see the two teams, and as we said, heading into this series, the favorite so far is definitely Method. They have won every single time when they played in the last year as Team Expert against the Playing Ducks. Now Team Diamond Skin, so they are the favorite to head into this. But of course, there's still a lot of potential on the side of Diamond Skin with the new players that they have in their midst, and they might be able to just fight back on the second or third map.
I mean, you just look at Method, and you have 4 players that have been to BlizzCons, and then Arcaner as well, who has gone to many international competitions. This team is just an absolute beast of a lineup, so you're expecting them to have a really solid matchup against Diamond Skin. But you can see the potential, and gosh, Darkmok. We've talked about Darkmok in the past being one of the best melee assassins. Here he's playing ranged, obviously here on the Falstad, flexing when he needs to, but still, this team can work out if they can get it figured out. Just need them to build some time here. Maybe it's not going to happen today in this best of 5 series. So let's go ahead and continue moving forward here as we get ready for game number 2. Is there a particular battleground